Ian, we got a Patreon, don't we?
We do. Patreon.com/CU podcast. You go, you put a little bit of money in there, a little money.
Not a dishonest scheme. No.
Not a dishonest scheme. And in return, you get the full video podcast. You get bonus bits.
Bonus.
Bonus bits every episode. You get writings from me. I did a writing this week. I talked a little bit about. You've got 3 Jello shots in your fridge, by the way. I put 3 blue raspberry Jello shots in your fridge.
Spoilers. That's Ian. I haven't had a Jello shot in like 10 years. That's great.
Neither had I, but I decided that's what I was making.
That's why I like Ian every now and then. The little things like that. Still owes me chili, but he got me Jello shots.
There's 3 of them in there. They're tasty. And am I missing something? Oh, we do these Q&As.
I should have done them before the
topics.
podcast. That was more fun, that last topic. In second place, 37%. You get offended when others dislike retro games you love. 37%. First place, Ian. 63%, almost 2/3, almost a super majority. Enjoying games about sports you do not like.
So there's very few sports I like playing in real life. But I wouldn't necessarily count that. Like, I like watching basketball.
Yeah, watching and playing.
I like watching basketball and stuff like that, so I couldn't do something like that. But the big one for me is, the 2 big ones for me, golf and tennis. I love golf and tennis games. Adore them. I will buy almost any, like, good... it's got to be cartoony, but I'll buy almost any tennis game that comes out. Hell, I even bought the Virtua Tennis games when they were on Dreamcast.
Oh, those are great games.
So I really do enjoy tennis games. And it's almost not a fair answer because most recently, after I got really into Mario Tennis Aces, I actually started leaving the channel on tennis matches when I go past them. It's fun to watch. I can't get it's long. Real tennis is long.
They could be. Some games are 2 hours, some are an hour, some are 3. Depends, like, especially the men's when they go like 5 full sets.
But like I'll sit there and I'll watch the end of a set. You know, I mean, it's a weird sport. I don't like any of the stuff surrounding the sport, the pomp, the circumstance.
Of tennis?
Yeah, it's a very rich sport.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. It was like a yuppie sport.
Yes,
traditionally.
But the idea behind tennis is pretty fun. It's like it's human pong, which is why pong was called tennis.
Yes,
like,
I was going to say tennis is the original.
Pong didn't come first.
Tennis is the original video game.
Yeah, and so it works really well. It's fun. It's fast. It's visceral.
You're getting to a spot and hitting a ball back.
And when
paddle and ball.
When you add stuff
ball
to a tennis game, you know, you add your drop shots and stuff. It's a very simple game to get into and enjoy. Very fast paced. And the other one for me is golf. Tennis, I could almost see myself enjoying in real life if I was athletic. Golf, I do not. But I love video game golf because you turn it into it's a physics puzzle. It's angles and wind speed and power, and it's just, but you can see the numbers. You know, basically,
you can see the number of yards.
You can see how everything works.
The winds,
yeah,
direction,
and it's a little puzzle you figure out in your head, and you're like, okay, I think this is going to do it, and you hit it, and then that changes up how you have to play out the next puzzle, and I like that. That's also how golf would be in real life, but I don't think I would actually enjoy it nearly as much without having all that info in front of me.
Okay, this is going to sound weird. A golf game, in some respects, being that in golf, you don't move that much. You walk from hole to hole. You swing a golf club. A golf game breaks down the elements more closely of how you would operate really playing golf.
Yes.
You calculate, you know, okay, it's 100 yards away, the hole. I know the wind, because you have you kind of know the wind. I have to pick a club that best accounts for the situation. Fairway, rough, sand trap, wedge, you know, I have to do that. 4-iron versus a 5-iron and strength. Now, okay, I have that set up, but now I have to operate a successful swing like in real life. So it's not guaranteed. You might have to pick the right club. I still have to do the right amount of force and hit the ball properly. And in a video game with the 3-meter system, which is brilliant, you hit the force and you try to get the ball precise placement hitting it so you don't slice or hook it. So like that's what golf is. That's all the elements are.
I think what I'm getting at is just that.
Oh no, I'm not criticizing.
I'm just saying I like that when I have that info in front of me. Yes. I would not enjoy it as much as an abstract thing.
Like if someone said play a round of golf, and I told you you use this club and figure it out, or figure out yourself with a caddy, and then put the power in, and
I don't know that I would enjoy it as much, but yeah. So those are the two big ones for me.
the big ones.
The big ones.
Well, you know, I was a big street tennis player back in the
Yes,
day.
I do know you were a big street tennis.
So I always enjoyed the tennis.
Patrick Country's black box street tennis.
Don't make me do it, Ian. So tennis to me, I actually enjoy watching or playing most sports. I love watching tennis. 90s tennis was the best.
No, I get it now. I mean,
and
I
men.
do.
And I will say this: women's tennis is better than men's tennis, and it almost always has been. There's always been a better variety of players that are competitive with each other. And being that, I hate to say it, well, the men's have too much force, is that there's still technique in men's tennis, but there's less need for it, because if you have a good serve in men's tennis, you can win a lot of your points on a serve. Like, it doesn't get to a lot of rallies.
It's just a lot of acing.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah, like a lot of the first serve stuff they don't get into deep rallies versus second serve, which anyway. So I always loved it. I always loved that. Bowling in theory I would like, and it would get. It's really like you can always track my bowling skills with the number of birthday parties I went to in grade school. Because like at some point in time, like for a good 5-6 year period from the ages of 8 to 12, 13, you're bowling at least once a month, sometimes twice a month at birthday parties.
Oh yeah, it was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
I think everyone bowls more, unless you choose obviously there are people who have bowling as their hobby, but I think for the majority of people, you bowled more in your youth than you ever did as an adult.
I bowled 200 before as a kid. I swear to God, I did.
I believe it. I think my highest is 160 something.
Yeah, but I would hit 3-4 strikes a game as a kid. Now I couldn't do it because of repetition. But I never liked it. I never looking back. It's it was fun, but then the next time I would go, I'd be like, this is okay. But then I get a game I get a strike and get 4 gutter balls in a row.
Right.
So and I can't watch bowling on TV. I can't.
No,
I can't because it's he's going to try to hit that pin into that pin. Okay, that's fine. But bowling games I always liked, and it was sort of like the tennis thing. It's sort of like similar. Okay, you have the where you're on the lane.
No, more like golf.
Excuse me, more like golf.
More like golf. You have the time to set everything up.
You have the power meter, hook or slice.
Yep.
Even though it's harder to slice a ball when you're throwing it, you can turn your wrist the way. But it's sort of similar. It's like a 3-meter system, and you put a spin on it. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of similar. You're trying to aim at a certain place. I always liked bowling games for the same way. Same reason.
Yep. No, I like them too.
And it's also multiple shots per 2, or in golf, it's 4 or 5, depending on the course, 3, 4, 5. So I always liked that. Other than that, I would say motorsports I don't like. I can't watch F1 races, even though that's a hell of a lot better than NASCAR.
I could probably watch F1
because it's actually tracks.
I couldn't watch. I can't watch.
NASCAR is an oval. F1, at least you're turning left, right. You're slowing down. There's you can see more strategy.
On
the surface. So I guess that's one. Yes, who doesn't like racing games? Everyone likes racing games.
Sure, I love racing games.
Who doesn't love Daytona? Who doesn't love
Daytona?
Who doesn't love? I don't know. Danny Silva's into Heat. Who doesn't love these games out there? Is that more IndyCar than F1? I always forget the difference.
It is IndyCar.
I always forget the difference. They look the same. It was the engine on this is whatever.
My friend explained it to me once because he's very, very into F1, but I can't remember.
There's a difference, but
yes.
They look similar. The cars. They got the fins on them. They got the nose things and the little things that come out the sides. Look like monsters, like little insects. Other than that, I was trying to think of another sports I do not like. There's not a lot of them out there that I could say other than that. Golf is a weird one. I'll never say, oh boy, I'm going to watch the U.S. Open, Ian. But then when I put it on, I keep it on. It's really weird.
It's green. It's peaceful.
It's peaceful. The commentators, it's like calm.
I'm not watching it at that point. I'm not watching it for the golf. I'm watching it for the hills and the announcer's voice. It's something I can fall asleep.
You like seeing the ball go through the air and now they track it with the computer. Like you see the ball track. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll just say now about how about new topic. Any sports games that increase the popularity potentially of the sport. NBA Jam probably did that for basketball.
NBA Jam. Yeah, NBA Jam also. I don't know. NBA Jam is either the product because basketball was just fucking hot in the mid '90s. Like
It's 93.
93, yeah.
It's getting there, but like Jordan obviously helped.
Sure.
But like I think NBA Jam was like a moment that like there was a lot of shit happening. You just had the Dream Team in 92. There was a lot going on that helped basketball, but like I think NBA Jam probably helped turn down a lot of people.
people try to call it, not a sport, but it is, especially if you're competing. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and skateboarding absolutely put skateboards in people's hands.
That's a sport.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it is. There are people out there who might argue.
What if it's not? It's not a sport. It's not a game. It's not
Right.
chess.
Right. But yeah, no, that absolutely sold skateboards. That absolutely did.
Yeah.
I remember being in high school and seeing, a lot of people who had never skated before give it a shot after playing.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Anyone get good? No.
Nope.
Try to ollie and ate some shit. Should try to do a flip kick and hit their groin with it. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think that's the future, and we'll talk about that. Like maybe the sports sports games that kind of helped, maybe not helped, but like kept. Yeah, and the NHL games were huge in the early '90s. That's when NHL got more popular, I believe, in the early '90s as well. A lot of sports in general, in the early '90s, I think, just because of maybe more people getting cable and better
I
coverage.
think more
of sports.
cable is a big part of it. yes.
Definitely, basketball blew up in the '90s.
Yeah.
It was getting bigger in the '80s from Jordan and Bird, but the '90s, like whole other
Insane
level, it got there, and probably hockey as well. Hockey became less regional and more national. In the
I feel
90s.
like hockey was very popular when I was in high school and has tapered off.
It'll come back, but yeah, you're right. ESPN covering it's now huge the past
Sure.
year. Seeing like they have a daily show, they're covering more on hockey is.
I also have to say I was from a town that had a team, and now I live in one
yeah,
that doesn't.
and
So
the
I
North-
mean,
and we take for
I'm
granted.
not in front of it every day.
Northeast. I mean, between Jersey and New York, there's 4 teams.
Right.
There's 4 teams in like 2 states. Right, they're next to each other, and then you used to have the Whale. You used to have Hartford. You used to have a team. So you had like 5 teams right there. Then you had the Bruins right there. Anyway, all right. Well, that's a fun topic there.